Hello, everybody. Today, I have 10 tips for you in preparing your business for the shift. I thought about calling this class The Gifts in the Shift. We're really going to dive in, and I'm going to give you action items. We're really going to lay it out for you. And if you don't have a takeaway from this class, something is wrong with you. Nothing is wrong with me here. Because this class is fantastic. I literally came up with this class and I was like, what would I want to learn about today more than anything else? And I thought about with that shift coming, with the shift being here, despite whether or not we've redefined recession or not, it is here. We saw it. We've analyzed it on our weekly market analysis here. And this is how to put yourself in the driver's seat so that you're not reactive in your business, but intentional. You ready to go?
Yes.
In the back. You guys ready?
Yes.
Okay. All right. 10 tips preparing your business for the shift. As always, I am a California agent, but we do business throughout the world. If you want this presentation, feel free to hit me up. The best way to get me is to text me at 951-691-7798. I'm trying to be better about answering my phone these days, but I'm getting very busy. And then, of course, I am with eXp Realty if you want to join as part of my organization. Or just join eXp Realty and then flip and put my name in. Let's rock and roll. All right. This is how to learn how to shift your business is what we're going to cover. I'm going to give you action items, things to jump into today for free. I'm going to give you my partners in the way that I created my systems so that I could better benefit myself no matter what the market is doing. I want to be able to continue to eat. And I'm also going to tell you what I'm currently doing that I should have done years ago to prepare for this. I'm going to give you my secrets. I'm going to teach you how to become an expert in different fields so that you are now put in the driver's seat of not just the content consumer, but the content creator, okay? And then we're going to talk about how we built that app. I'm going to give you the contact information for how you could do something similar. And then we're also going to talk about how to benefit from the gifts and the shift. And of course, knowledge isn't power until it's applied. I love that. That's a Dale Carnegie quote. We give knowledge bombs week after week in this class. We're getting ready to drop, I think, 10 of them this week. If you're not walking away with an action tip and you're not implying this stuff, then geez, it is on you. And I'm telling you, everybody in here has applied knowledge in their business, and I'm grateful for you guys for showing up. All right, here we go. Number one, I would get a title partner ASAP. I'm going to give you my person's contact information. Information is free with a good title partner. This isn't always going to be like this, and that's the truth. More and more people are buying information protection and whatnot. There might be an act that's passed so that you can't get this information anymore. But right now, when it's out there, and I'm going to talk about the information that is out there, we're going to talk about how to get after that information. It's not going to be like this forever. Put yourself in the driver's seat. Other people are doing it, and they might be sharks. Are you going to be the rescue swimmer, right? What are you going to do with the information that you attain in this class, right? What are you going to do with the information you get from your title partner? It's one thing to get your farm set up. It's another thing to actually work your farm, right? Okay, and to JP's working his farm consistently, kudos. Information is key, and right now it's free. This is information that you can get from your title partner now. This isn't like a 2-week thing. This isn't you have to sign up for a RedX subscription and you have to pay for a list. This is information that you can get for free, right? Likely to sell. You look at anyone who hasn't moved in 5 years. Our turnover in our neighborhood is about once every 6 to once every 7 years. It was once every 7 for a long time, but a lot of people got out of here, right? Quickly. A lot of people bought in our neighborhood. We saw a lot of turnover very quickly. And that's going to continue. Military veterans. You can find out who has used their VA loan, who has equity, who can refinance that VA loan currently to a conventional, free up their VA loan and get ready to use it again at their next duty station or at a new primary. Wouldn't that be a cool thing to market to people? Hey, did you know that you have over 20% in equity? You could refi into a conventional right now and free up your VA loan and then purchase a new primary and turn your current house into a rental? That's a list that you could get right now. Isn't that nuts? That's a great idea. You're welcome. Defaults. This is part of the 3Ds. We're going to cover that later. But defaults are going through the roof. The moratorium on evictions is up. People are being evicted, but people don't have to, right, JP?
Right.
We saved somebody from their house going to what?
Twice. Foreclosure.
Foreclosure, into auction. Twice now. I haven't even heard the second story. This man is moving and shaking. I have a lot of respect for you, my brother. The fact that you're in this class means a great deal to me. So defaults help somebody save the equity that they have created, even though their payments have gone behind. They don't have to lose everything. Okay. Absentee owners. Who has a house that's paid off? Who's living out of state? Like, who's currently using it as a rental? Renters. Hey, have you thought about becoming an owner for the first time in a long time? Inventory is starting to surge, right? Some people are saying it's a perfect time to use your VA loan in the last 3 years because people are getting their closing costs paid for. They're walking away with credits and whatnot to buy down rates. So that's something to consider. And then, of course, there's a list that you can get 55 plus or 55 plus with stairs if you wanted to get really specific about it. And but I have 3 people that could really benefit from something that is going on right now in California. 2.3 million seniors are homeowners in this state. That's the largest of any state in the country. Huh?
I'm a senior.
Yeah, and you're a senior. And mom's, you're almost there, right? How many, 3 years? 2 years?
20 years?
2 years.
2 years.
Thank you, Jim.
Hey, but all the marketing better call moms, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So 55 plus with stairs, like 2.3 million seniors in California are homeowners, largest fitting state in the country. Like I said, 1/3 of all homeowners in California are seniors. What do we have a lot of in this area?
Military.
That was the people that came to this area first were the seniors. French Valley 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, Dutch Village. These are originally, it was all going to be single stories out here. So like, that was what a lot of people were told, whether it was a builder lie or just a person that was misunderstood or something got revisited later. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. But right here, there are places that have high concentration of seniors. And it's just like, hey, have you thought about your future? Have you thought about what you might do? I just want you to know that you have a great deal of equity in your home right now. And there's a lot of indicators right now that might shift. Right? Are you going to sound like a shark? Maybe. Are you going to feel like a shark? Maybe. But what's the intention here? Right? If we believe that the market's going to cool, which it has, and that it's going to start coming down, what are we going to do to help people? All right. Tangent. Soapbox. Moving forward. I apologize. Market more than real estate. Lifestyle branding keeps you front and center. So putting yourself in the driver's seat, organizing that senior group, right? Organizing that meetup, having a breakfast, having a networking group, et cetera and so forth. Veterans. You talked about veterans. We could talk about that all day. There's a lot of veterans out here. Last affordable place to buy with Temecula home ownership. I leaned and I kept going, and that's what happens sometimes when you have a fused ankle. All right, this is my title partner. I want you guys to write down this information, take a screenshot of the slide, hit me up for the PowerPoint. You guys should have this already. Go ahead and take a picture of that if you need it. Get it set up. He was here 2 days. What? Friday. Getting me set up. Yeah. We're going to go into that. 2, open houses. Who has an open house this weekend?
Woo.
3 out of 4.
Working on it.
Oh,
Working on it.
Get it done, Jim. I'm working an open house this weekend. We're probably going to be 5 out of 5. Let's get real. Yeah. Banners are going up. Market your open house. Target out-of-area agents and vacant listings. Hang flyers. Dial. Leave voicemails. So like when you get an open house, get to work that open house, market it, put up the flyers, dial on it, leave voicemails, put up signs. Your open house starts 3 to 4 days before your open house. That's why I'm hanging flyers today. Amy's hanging flyers tomorrow. Create a branded space out of your open house. People need to see your face 3 times before you become familiar. Knock it out with the sign. Knock it out with your branding. Come on, Jim. Put that handsome face on your branding, Jim. Okay. Here is one of the weeks that we had. And look at you guys. This is I was hoping you were going to be here, JP. The open house tour. We've started putting this up around. Everybody can put that printed up at their open house. People can scan it, see what's available, and then they can look at what's up. Look at that. Amy, JP, mom's right there in the top row. Dun, 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 dun. Meow, 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 meow. Right, Amy? And then the second row. And then look at that. JP, Aaron, Maricela. This was all one weekend.
Jim.
Oh, I meant Jim. I'm sorry.
We're twins.
I'm
We're
sorry.
twins.
Yeah,
All right.
just come to accept it.
All right, cool. And then I did this, put this up here so people can scan it as they're walking by, find out what's up, put it in the door, in the window, get on that branding. And then, of course, if you want to rip this off and put it in your local market, this is what I did. Okay, moving on. Build your farm, number 3. Kind of touched on this a little bit with that title rep, but this is how to do it. If you can't measure it, you can't market it. Anthony Andre. You have to be relevant somewhere to be relevant anywhere. Be your neighborhood expert. This requires consistency over intensity. Serve your community. Build a golf cart business. This is something that you should do. Like, you should get to a point where you could get that golf cart and you've got all your listing appointments set up. You cruise in on your golf cart, show up in your listing appointment. It's all painted to your branding and everything. And especially with gas the way that it is. And then you just cruise around, come on back, home, come into the office, whatever, on your golf cart. Make it a lifestyle. Cruise around your community. Start researching your MLS. Now, I finally did it on my own farm. You guys ready for this? So the median home price was $540,000. There were 65 listings in the last 12 months. In total, $35,100,000 in total sales price times the total commission, 0.05. And so that's $1,755,000 in total commission. Total. Which would be $877,500 in buyers and in listings. But like I said, 1.75 total. In this little area, in this tiny little block, it is less than a mile in circumference. Is that the right way to say that, circumference, the entire way? Okay. So there's a lot of money leaving to out-of-area agents. I did the exact numbers on mine. I was going to put it up, but I'm ashamed. What about your farm? So consider the avenues of approach, both where people are building. There's a lot of building happening up by you guys. There's a lot of building happening up by you, right? There's a lot of building happening between us, just in our neighborhood right here, right? And there's a lot of building happening right here. Are you in North Star? North Star. Okay, yeah, a lot of building happening right there. Whole community being built, right? So we're going to talk about how to build relationships with new builds here in a few slides, and that's a banger of a slide. Those are here we go. Get ready. Get ready. So for me, years ago, when I was considering starting a real estate career, I considered this project, which is right now happening. I'm so excited about it. Clinton Keith is going to hit Benton. It's being paved. You know what I mean? Like, we're like right now. So this is my farm. It is right next to JP's. JP and I aren't threatened by one another. We're ready to grow together. Like, look at the size of that thing. It is not so small, but it's what you do with it. No, I'm just kidding. It is, I'm a grower though. I plan to grow into this. All right, no, I'm just kidding. We'll get off these references. All right, so consider your avenues of approach. We always talk about running blood from main arteries from the heart to your open house. That shopping center is gold. These schools are gold, but shopping. That's where you want to be. So, I don't need to go into this too much. The slide speaks for itself. So be smart about choosing your farm. It is better to be dominant in a small area than to stretch yourself too thin. And this is like a battle tactic. I mean, like stretching yourself too thin in country. You can't hold. So I would encourage you to hold. Run traffic to main arteries, wear your signs every week. Is there a dominant agent? What is the cost of doing battle, right? If you're driving through your neighborhood and 25% of the signs are one agent, it might be expensive, but there ain't no neighborhood like that around here. All right. In most areas, there's not. There just like is not a dominant person. Somebody gets to a 5% market share, like myself. Like when I was and I never got completely to 5%, but I was like, expansion teams, I could take over the whole world. But literally, should I have just stayed put and grown out from here instead of I could serve you anywhere in 4 counties and in Utah, Nevada, and New Mexico. You know what I mean? Holy smokes, slow down. Okay, anyway, it's like marching on Russia in winter.
Yeah.
Is there a dominant agent? Who lives there? Veterans, seniors. Who's moving here? A lot of people moving from LA, Orange County, San Diego. This area is changing. The demographic is changing. Who serve and you will eat. How can you be of service to your farm? Keep it manageable. Keep it walkable. If you can't walk your farm, it's too big, in my opinion.
I like that.
Keep it manageable. Keep it walkable. Golf cart lifestyle. Number 4, build your network. Your network will determine your net worth. My God, we have networked like crazy, but you know what we haven't done a whole lot of? I'm going to call us out on it, Amy. The phone. Pick up the phone. So the thing is, you can't build your network unless you're willing to pick up the phone, unless you're willing to show up, unless you're willing to serve them. And we're going to talk about how to do some of that right now. Network building tips. There's no path to success that does not lead through hard work. This is going to require work. Just call, right? Call with a value add. A lot of people call asking for business. Call offering it. Call offering recognition. Call whatever, right? We're going to get into that here in a moment. You could have a business adjacent awards gala. We're going to talk about that here in a moment, where you recognize somebody in a field that sends your business, right? Have a networking group with people from different fields or from a group that you want to serve. Offer the app, which we're going to go into here in a moment. Or, like I said, call with business. Offer, hey, listen, such and such is going through a divorce and they need to talk to a professional. I'm hoping that you can offer legal advice. Who's the best person in your office? And then speak directly to that person. Hey, what's the best way to make an introduction to you? I've looked you up. I've read your reviews. I don't see anything negative, or what I saw that was negative was responded to. There's a reason why I picked you, right? And then you make that introduction. That's a more valuable thing than here's a business card. Here's a name, right? And then they will hopefully reciprocate that. And also your clients will feel like you took better care of them than just here's the name of 3 agents, here's the name of 3 people, here's the name of 3 divorce lawyers, right? Okay, sorry. Call to send business, and then text with a follow-up. Hey, I've included you and this person if that's the way that they want to do business. Or with an email. Hey, here is this person. They are currently going through this. They're dividing their assets. I wanted to introduce you individually to this person and, soon to be X, whatever, think of a better term for it, et cetera and so forth. Develop exclusive VIP networking events. We're going to go into that here in a moment briefly. And then, of course, are you marketing business to business, or are you networking business to client? So I thought this was a great client networking event, X Night. August 11th, 2022. One of our partners, the Gray Legal Group, Jonathan Mills, handles their marketing. And we've been influential, I think, in their orange choice. He really likes what we were doing. But anyway, we really, this is a partnership that we enjoy. I'm going to be there, hopefully with Kate. I'm hoping that she's going to be there because I didn't even know what I'd responded to. They just called me, hey, do you want to come to our VIP networking event at the Storm Stadium? I'm like, oh, yeah, it sounds fun. You want a +1? Yeah, definitely. And then Kate is like, hey, are you going to an X night? All right. And then a business networking event. This is a very intelligent thing that Brian Decker does every year, or the Modern Lending Group. They do a Best in the Business Awards Gala. Now, lenders, who are calling to give them business? Where are they getting their introductions from? Agents, right? So really smart. Now we're going to get into the app for your network. Go do some push-ups, moms. You look sleepy.
Oh.
I'm just kidding. All right. So this is my app that I have with my partners. There's our community right there. And this is our community network. So as you know, if you select catering, there's your options. If you collect DF Catering, the website pops up, and all of this is tracked so we know how people are being contacted, if they're being called, if they're being emailed, et cetera, and so forth. If you select the church, all the options will pop up. Living Stones is in there, and they've been very invested in us. And so anyway, the PTSD support program, if you look for that, you can find a couple of different options. I went to Boulder Crest when I was looking to shift from PTSD into post-traumatic growth. And then, of course, place yourself at the center of your network. So whatever it is, whatever network it is that you create, place yourself at the center. For real estate, nobody's going to blame me for putting myself right up there at the top, even the people that I'm building the app with. Now, all that being said, if you want to build your own, here we go. If I help you eat, will you help me eat? That's really what you're doing. You're saying, if I help you eat, if I add you to my networking group, if I recognize you at this awards gala, if I call with business, will you call and reciprocate? Okay, here are your partners to contact. They're with Snap NHD. The program that they use is called Dizzle. And you can contact either Molly Levine, who is here locally, or you can contact Barbara Moody, and all of their information is right there. And you just say, hey, I want to develop this app. This is what I want to do. This is what I want to put. Now, it takes work because you are the person inputting all of that, but you get to learn all that here later. So one of our partners is Molly Levine. They do offer a hero discount. NHD reports are pretty cheap, or pretty affordable, I should say, as it is, but $20 off is $20 off. $20 is $20, am I right? Now, how do you build a relationship with new home builders? Check out this video that I did. I'm not going to make you guys watch it now, but just look up David Serpa in Meritage Homes, and you will get an example of something that you can do. I put my whole team in a bus or in some vans. We drove up, we toured 3 different sites, we met the staff. Anyway, blah, 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 blah. As I'm making this pops up in my YouTube newsfeed. Prices of existing homes for sale started dropping in May. The supply of new homes for sale is currently skyrocketing. Builders are finally offering incentives as they are suddenly struggling to sell their homes. The Pulte Homes CEO, Ryan Marshall, said, we have to work harder to sell homes. We have to be nimble. Now, all of a sudden, the people that were like almost cutting us out, a lot of them are like, help, we have sitting inventory, so how can you help them? How can you help your clients? We're going to get into that right now. Questions for new builds, that's where we're going to start. Do they have sitting inventory? What's ready to go right now? When is their next release? If they don't have something, when is it going to be available? If they do have it, still, when is your next release coming up? Are they currently offering any builder incentives? Hey, if we come and we buy now, what are you guys going to do for us? Are they going to do floors? Are they going to do paint? Et cetera and so forth. Are they offering lender incentives for working with their preferred lender? And is it worth it? Is anyone currently handling their contingencies? That's the big one. So let's say Lennar, Pulte, Meritage, et cetera and so forth, have someone coming in, they want to buy their home. They have to then sell their home in order to qualify to buy. So if they are even accepting contingencies, which a lot of them will do, what are the terms of their contingencies? Do we have to get it done in 30 days or less? Et cetera and so forth, right? So you want to be that person handling those listings for the people that are selling their home, no matter where they are, right? Okay. What commission are they offering to buyer's agents? That's an important thing to clarify. What are the requirements for registering new clients? Do you have to accompany them on the first visit, right? Okay, now here are tips for working with new builds. Offer builder preferred marketing packages for clients. Hey, this is what I do. This is my preferred marketing package for everybody that works with Lennar, everybody that works with Meritage, Pulte, etc. Ask for builder preferred incentives for your clients, team, or brokerage. Hey, what will you do for our community? That's what I'm getting ready to go figure out. Hey, what will you do for our clients? I know that that's what you're doing for everybody else. What about us? Ask for builder preferred incentives for your clients, team, or brokerage. We just talked about that. Organize new home caravans and register all guests before heading out. We talked about that too. Rent a bus if you want to, but don't. If you don't want to, just have everybody follow you and a couple of other people. Hey, you 3 cars are going to be following me. You 3 cars are going to be following this person. You divide and conquer. Get the little flags up on top of your roof, right? Make a spectacle of it. New home tours right now by us. Here we go. Bring the builders to your clients for a video piece or sponsored dinner presentation. So I went to Meritage. I knew that they had sitting inventory. I contacted them. I worked my way up. I ended up talking to the VP of sales at the time for the region. His name was Ken Kellerman at the time. He is no longer in that position. I don't know what position he's at, and his name is really not important. But I worked my way up, and I was like, who can I get to talk to find out what I can do to help you sell the last of these homes? And he's like, hey man, a lot of things. He's like, we have a site that we've shut down where we still have inventory that's sitting that we don't have anybody out there right now. I'm like, can I show those at a moment's notice whenever you need? All right. So, and then of course, get everyone's information on you before you get out. Bring it in, make copies, or have them digitally sign it themselves, right? Because you want a copy for your records. You don't want to be cut out. You bring in 8 clients and you end up not getting brought in. All right, because you got to protect yourself. Okay. Or you could say, hey, we got this event sponsored by DF Catering. Lennar and Meritage, or this builder and that builder, have committed to come. We are inviting more people, and it's going to be sponsored. Come on out. It's going to be catered. That would be great. Lender partner, builder partners. Do a new home build night. Have them come in. Have a presentation of everything that they have currently going on, and then we can record that, set that up, right? Okay. And then you could build a builder-specific listing prezi or QR code and bring in the display. You could say, hey, this is my presentation. This is what I do. This is who I am. You can display it in your office, et cetera, and so forth. Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. So study, study, study. I'm going to tell you how to study right now. These are your resources. I love lab coat agents. I am a moderator in the group. I'm not as active as I should be as in a real estate exam study group. I'm also a moderator, not as active as I should be. I write blogs for lab coat. And then CAR and NAR have a ton of free resources, right, Amy? Redfin has a great tool, lots of great tools. In fact, Derek Evans just released a video on his YouTube channel about how to use the Redfin options. And then the MLS, there's a ton of free tools in the MLS that you're not free tools, you're paying for them. You're already paying for them. And then, of course, there's several YouTube channels that I'm going to refer to right now. They're fantastic. But first, this is Lab Coat Agents. This group's fantastic, 153,000 members. If you're not in there, get in there. Anything that you need to ask, you will get high quality advice and you will get low quality advice. And you've got to sift through it, right? You consider the source. And then if you are not yet licensed, join Real Estate Exam Study Group by Stuart Jacobson. And here are, this is how to get licensed. Get signed up for courses, go to calpace.com, enter in the discount code 6106, sign up for sales agent licensing, and then also the cheapest package, the most affordable, $102 right there. Great YouTube channel right here, Minority Mindset. It is about having the minority mindset to do what others will not do, right? And he is incredibly intelligent and well-read. And he also has a free newsletter that you can sign up called Market Briefs. That is a daily newsletter. There is Reventure Consulting. This is one of my favorites. All about analytics. You can sign up for this and get the back end as well. Smarter San Diego. This is our lender partner. I love Derek Evans. And he is available. He says, hey, I'm not a YouTube personality. I don't have sponsored ads. You can call me and get a hold of me. This is my phone number. I will pick up. And he is awesome. Wealth of knowledge. So tap into that. And then Real Estate Mindset. I love his story. He calls companies out. He called out Dave Ramsey recently. He calls out Zillow regularly for the way that they're leading with their advice. And he lost his property in 2008. And so he has a personal connection to it. So, and he just talks about it in his videos. He's very transparent. And then there's me with only 635 subscribers, but we're getting ready to upload a bunch of stuff here, right? Now, so that is part of it. Become the expert. Listen to the experts. Study, study, study. Become the expert. Become the community expert. Become the VA loan expert. The church expert. The expert in your church. The area expert. There's a difference between being a community expert and being an area expert, but I will go into that another day. School expert. Hey, I am the preferred real estate agent at this high school. And then, of course, you educate to dominate. Let people know what they don't know. These are ways in which you can show your expertise. Be seen holding a marker in front of a whiteboard. Chalk in front of a chalkboard or an iPad can be substituted. That's a joke, you guys. Gosh. All right, start a vlog, a blog, or join an established one. Ask for testimonials or reviews. See you soon. Write a book. Develop a niche or specialty. Or become an expert in a group on social media that doesn't have the real estate expert. And then I've got 77 reviews, 5-star every time, and then 14 on Yelp, 5-star every time. I don't go out there and mess it up for me or anything like that, but I take my name very seriously. Okay, so Zen Business. I wrote a book. I wrote several books. This is the one that I'm proud of. It is easy. In fact, I overcomplicated it like freaking crazy with my books. But there is a publishing service called KDP. I would strongly suggest using it through Amazon. It is great for independent authors that are doing it on their own. This is one of my groups. This is my personal group that I started, and it is hyper-specific. I put the stats on the right of where people actually live that are in the group. And overwhelmingly, this group is based right here. And it is 70% female, which is very interesting. Now, who's making the decisions when it comes to real estate?
Ladies.
Women, exactly. And then of all of the stats, the stat that I'm probably the most proud of is that 6,411 of these members are active, which means that in the last month, they have done something in French Valley Talk. Okay. Now, look at that old forehead. Old forehead. Geez, I'm like covering it up now. Don't look at my forehead. So this is a market update that I did in my in French Valley Talk, and you can see some of the. Get off of this real quick and move on. Some of the information here. So people they responded to the post. They thanked me for it. I like how we're speaking the truth, being fair. I appreciate that. It makes me look at it from a different aspect right now of buying houses because interest rates are so high. Thank you. Awesome information. People are tagging their family members. Great input. I appreciate your honesty. And that was a really great comment. It was much longer than that. But and it got 1,700 views, which is great, considering people can't share it out of a group. So there's a lot of benefit to having a group. So another thing that's incredibly important, a huge reason why this is a white collar recession is that people are cutting their spending, right? Big time. People are cutting their spending. And then what happens when people cut their spending is people lose their jobs. What can I get cheaper? What can I get quicker? What can I get for free? Right? And then what they do is all those people that are opening up laptops somewhere, they just fire them, they cut their budget, and then that's why a white collar recession puts people out of work. Okay. Don't overpay for leads. In my opinion, this is not the market to do it, especially if you are not going to do anything with it when your phone rings, right? When the tide rolls in, it rises all boats, but when it rolls out, you see who's swimming naked. And minority mindset quote, Mr. Singh, Jaspreet Singh, consider the source, right? Who are you listening to about cutting expenses? Is it somebody that's lost everything before, or is it somebody who's brand new, never experienced a down market? They've only been eating and eating and eating. And then all of a sudden this wave comes in, and then it rolls out. When it rolls out, you see who's swimming naked, right? It's not how much you make, it's how much you keep. One of my first business mentors, Adam Nelson, I'm meeting him for lunch today.
Oh, cool.
He said that. It's not how much you make, it's how much you keep. Because he lost everything at one point, right? So it's not a unique story. I don't have a unique story, right? Okay, spending. Evaluate your current costs. You don't know how to cut spending if you don't know what you're spending, right? Look for free resources. Consider going virtual. Cut your office expense if it's not getting you business, or if it's not putting you in a place where you feel like you are generating business. If you've been paying for a space that you have not been using for a long time, this might be the time to shut it down. Look at recurring and unnecessary costs. Okay, what am I spending $7 a month on? Oh, I didn't even know I signed up for that, right? You would be surprised. Every 6 months, I lose my credit card on purpose just for that. No, I'm just kidding. But I lose my credit card every 6 months, and then I'm like, wow, look at everything I signed up for. All right, double down on smart investments. We're going to talk about this here in a moment, but what do you wish you had bought that you didn't buy? Well, oh man, I'm never going to be able to buy that stock again. Now it's completely unreachable. All of a sudden it becomes within reach. Do you still believe in the company? And then look to partner your cost in blend marketing. This is one of my favorite events that we did, Operation Silver Star. I split marketing with Brian Decker, who was working with Guaranteed Rate at the time. Now he's working at, what would you say, Modern Lending. And then with the nonprofit, and we gave them all of the profits that came in. Anyway, we'll talk about this later, but there was a free concert, but then we also made money off of the food trucks. We gave all that money to Operation Silver Star. And so you get good press by, with blending your marketing. It's a smart thing to do in addition to, it's just a smart thing to do. Okay, recession means the 3Ds. Now, this is the most serious slide on here. And I'm not making light of this whatsoever because recessions mean death, they mean divorce, period. They mean defaults. And what are you going to do? What are you going to do about it? You know that, right? Okay, we're going to talk about that right now. And I've only just tapped on this a little bit in the past. We're going to dive in just a little bit right now. Can you save someone's home from going to auction? Right? Can you protect their equity? You may not be able to save somebody's marriage, but you can alleviate probably the biggest stress of that, which is dividing their assets. And then how do you position yourself to be in a place to where you're not chasing the ambulance, but you're out ahead of it? So that either you're being referred business by a partner that is saying, hey, listen, professionally, this is what I do, but this is what this person does, and they're the best at it. Or I've worked with this person in the past during my divorce, or when I lost this person. That's not the kind of thing you want to be calling around getting video testimonials for. It's the kind of thing that you want to go and you want to be out ahead of it and figure out, how do I put myself so that I'm already front of mind, so that Serpa is synonymous with real estate when people have to think real estate? Oh, coffee, Starbucks, right? We talked about that in the past. Death, divorce, default. Can you save someone's home from going to auction and protect their equity? If there's blood in the water and you can help. And listen, this is the truth. Not everyone is capable of doing this. And most of the people that are capable of working with divorces and defaults, and what was the other one? Divorce and death. A lot of them are ambulance chasers. They're coming after it as sort of like a predatory thing, right? So how can you counteract that? How can you be a rescue swimmer instead of another shark, right? So it's just something to think about. I'm not telling you to do it. I'm just saying not everyone's even capable of doing any one of the three of these. But if you pick one, how can you do that adequately? Okay. This is an actual movie. I clicked on the trailer. It was much better than you would think. The trailer was much better. I actually I might watch this. But they put themselves in a kind of a stupid situation, right? This isn't about being like, oh, I'm equipped to save people, so I'm going to jump in the water with a knife. That's not what I'm telling you to do. I'm not telling you to call people, hey, I know that your grandma died last night. A lot of people are going to be calling you, so I want to call you first. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying be out ahead of it. They're going to, right now they haven't even buried grandma. Grandma's still warm. And you're now we're joking a little bit, we're making a little bit light of it, right? But grandma's still warm, and you're like, hey, have you thought about what you're going to do on Casa Court Street? And it's like, hold up. No, I'm never going to call you. But a lot of those people, they end up, okay, all right, see you later. They move on to the next one, and they're just going around chasing ambulances all day. But if you're already there, and people are already thinking about it, when it comes time, they bury grandma. Everybody fought over the jewelry and whatnot, and everybody fought over freaking whatever. Then they're getting ready to fight over the house. Hopefully, they call you. All right, fair enough. Okay, hopefully, kid gloves enough. Threw in a shark stabbing joke. I actually threw in more slides, but I took them out. All right, we can move on now. All right, we all know I'm socially awkward, so is that okay that I joked around about stabbing sharks and old people? Okay. All right. Build ownership. Moving on, build ownership. I have ownership in Deutschland for EXP. That is now 3 real estate agents right now. We're working on it. But hey, that's a start. Zach is doing his thing. I have ownership in Beverly Hills. I have ownership in Alaska. And in Portland, Maine. That's not Portland, Oregon. And hey, man, I'm just a simple dude here in French Valley, right? But at the end of the day, you're building ownership in a company. And so create wealth so that you can be an investor when time comes. The market's shifting. We know that. We know that. When it bottoms, you want to be in a position where you can spend money. I don't think we've seen the bottom. I don't even think we're anywhere close. I think we got another couple of years of it just kind of gradually going down. I think it's going to, initially, I think that we don't have a crystal ball, right? But position yourself anyway. In a couple of years, if home prices do come down, crystal ball, home prices come down, you want to be in a place where you can buy. Now you're an investor. Now you're creating generational wealth, et cetera, and so forth. Use real estate to create generational wealth. This may take a generation. People try to fast track this crap, and they end up getting themselves stuck in a lot of ways. But understand that creating generational wealth might take a generation, right, Moms?
Yes.
And now you've got it. You created some, your house is what, $40,000 away from being paid off? $37,000 away from being paid off. Generational wealth. How long did that take?
Since 2004.
2004. That's a real story right there. Right? 18 years. Generational wealth might take a generation, but what do we want to do? Hustle, grind. Okay. We preach ownership, yet we don't own our businesses. With eXp Realty, I own my business. And I also own a small portion of the businesses that I help to influence. And the 7 people that I know that have invested in me, when I get paid, they get paid. And I'm jacked up about it. We're eating together. But at the end of the day, I own stock. I have revenue share. And when the market goes like this and stocks go like this, when the stocks came down, look up all the individual companies and see how they performed. I mean, everybody got hit. But eXp didn't do quite as bad as some of these other companies. And so when it came down, look at your stock, it came down. And I'm like, okay, how much do you own in your stock portfolio for the company that you work for? So I'm doubling down just like I always have. I'm buying more of it. Buy what you can now, right? Or buy what you can in 6 months. So we preach ownership, yet we don't own our businesses. Like if you own your own individual broker, there's a chance you're broke. eXp gives me an opportunity to own a piece of the pie that will get bigger as the pie grows. Anyway, I won't get too much off on that tangent. Where is the bottom of the market? That's what a lot of people talk about, right? So Jaspreet Singh says, own a piece of it. Own a piece of it. If Apple stock, Amazon, the stocks are like, it's completely out of reach. If the stock's down and it continues, maybe this is the time to buy a piece of that stock that you thought you never were going to be able to buy. Right? I don't know this, but how's Tesla stock doing? Does anybody know? Might be down. Like this might be the time to buy into it. So what did you miss out on the last 2 years? You're like, now I'm never going to be able to get it. This might be the time. If you can. If you can't, put yourself in a position to where you can someday. Okay. And again, it doesn't take much. It takes a couple of bucks sometimes to own a small piece of something that then you can grow and then you get more experience with it. Do some push-ups maybe. People will always need to buy and sell real estate. The market is cyclical, right? People lose their homes, people buy homes. I don't want to go off on a tangent. Any questions? Any questions from anybody?
No, fantastic class.
I was like, please shut up. That was long enough.
That was great.
Any takeaways?
Lots of takeaways. I got so many notes.
Okay, good. So what I want you to do in the comment section or whatnot, put one thing that you're going to implement and then put what the total commission is, both sides, in your farm. My farm is 997 homes. Okay? How big is your farm? What was the total commission? And then what is your one takeaway that you're going to implement so that you can get ahead of these gifts that are coming in the shift because somebody's going to do it. Cool? Check out the freaking Real Estate Master Series. Join French Valley Talk if you're local. You're probably not local. If you're not, join Lab Code Agents and the Real Estate Exam Study Group if you haven't been licensed yet. Hiya, hiya, hiya. Hit me up for the Prezi. And then, of course, my personal cell phone number is 951-691-7798. If you want this presentation so that you can teach it and act like you're the expert on your way to becoming the expert, hit me up. I'll send it to you, and then I will hound you relentlessly about joining EXP. Thank you for watching.